let's go ahead and do just a quick summary of what we just read. Basically, this guy, Benjamin Rich, he had a little bit of a hard start with a divorce, lost a lot of his money, but he turned it around with a YouTube channel about travel and going to different places. He leaned a lot on his knowledge of Hindi and Russian, and he seemed really interested into the cultures that he was going to. But he also likes taking risks. And these days he's been taking maybe bigger, grander risks and ended up in trouble. Don't know if he was locked up or not, but he was gone for a while, suddenly reemerged, paid a fine, is back to his work. But what about next time? Will he be okay?
What country was he arrested in?
So this would be Kazakhstan, which actually I want to go to.
Yeah, me too.
It looks very beautiful there.
Okay, so he was arrested in Kazakhstan. Well,
Yeah.
why did he get arrested?
Apparently he was in a sort of Russian-owned spaceport.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the filming he was doing, or at least the sort of style he was trying to do it in, was a little bit too much for the local authorities to deal with.
I'm sure that was quite the adrenaline rush, though.
For him, absolutely. And maybe for his viewers, too. How does learning the local language change the experience of living or visiting in a country?
Well, I mean, obviously we live in Korea, so I feel like you got to learn some because it unlocks certain things in life. There's a lot of conveniences in Korea, but to get them, to use them, you need to learn some Korean, right? All your delivery apps, all your services, all of those conveniences, like over time, they kind of unlock. Like you reach levels and you unlock things as your Korean gets better, the more time you spend here. So I think that's a good reason to learn it.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Learning the local language lets you dive deeper into the local culture. And you don't have to in some countries, but learning it actually adds a lot of depth and uniqueness.
Do you think there are ever advantages to not speaking the local language? And if so, what would these be?
I obviously have a little experience with not speaking the local language when I first came to Korea. And a lot of the times I'd be tempting fate because I would just say, sure, yes, to whatever anyone said. And that created actually a lot of fun experiences because I just said yes, and whatever happened next could be good, could be bad, didn't know. But another one, especially for me, is not being able to understand what the general conversation is around me. If I'm at a coffee shop or whatever back then, I could just completely tune out the entire surrounding sound around me, just everyone talking, gone. Because I don't understand anything, so I can concentrate. But if you understand the words, you can pick up on, oh, they're arguing. Oh, he's talking about work, and you can start to kind of eavesdrop a little bit.
That's true. And then when you go back to America, that first few minutes in the airport where everything just goes rushing into your head is pretty overwhelming, right? It's my least favorite part of going back is that first rush of all the language.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I can see that as being a good reason not to speak the local language.
It can be even overwhelming here walking down the street and hearing English. I'm like, who's that? What?
Yeah.
Well, that's our summary and some of the questions we had about the article, but let's go ahead and take a look at that vocabulary that we learned today.
Moniker.
Moniker.
Atrocious.
Atrocious.
Dicey.
Dicey.
Pop up.
Pop up.
Tempt fate.
Tempt fate.